Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about receipt photo verification on Doordash. So in November of last year, I made a video about 3 different updates that were made to the Doordash platform. With that said, during my Tuesday night live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we got a lot of comments about the current receipt verification system, and that apparently grew in a lot of markets. So with that said, we are talking about everything that you must know about the receipt photo verification system, what they tell you versus how it actually is, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain, is never intended to be, legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we're going to be going over in this video is very market dependent, and what applies to me in my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. First of all, as usual, Doordash is really dragging their feet in terms of the help pages. The only help page that was available at the time of this recording was the QR code verification system, and that wasn't even loading the pictures. So what do we do when we need the information to actually move forward with this? The clearly unbiased and fully accurate information you can find on Reddit. Taking picture of receipt, new feature, or did I get flagged? Never dealt with this until today. Been a steady dasher for years, essentially pre-pandemic. Is this something new? Or am I getting this because I'm not a good dasher in DD's eyes? Honestly, it could be a mix of both. Sometimes there are a few bad eggs in an area, or sometimes there's a bunch collectively in one market, so they make this general sweep. Or the restaurant made a change on their end and they haven't even talked to their own people about it yet. So it could go in any of those directions. Doordash has also been experimenting with a bunch of different methods to verify information, and some have been more annoying than others, to be honest. So that's something else to keep in mind. How it affects ratings. It did this to me too. Says protect your rare ring. Take a picture of receipt. You say no receipt and it makes you take a picture of the food. Then when delivering it, verify you have correct order. I have a 4.99 rating and 3,000 deliveries. Such a pain in the ass. They always say it will not affect your ratings, and then somehow it manages to do so, especially when they don't actually give a valid reason on why they're giving you a 1-star rating. It is such a dishonest business practice, especially when this rating is a crucial part of the Dasher rewards program. Personally, I'm not a fan of the prospect, but for those who are, that's not doing an effective job. Micromanagement? Yep, I had to take a photo of the receipt, then hit confirm after pickup. Sucks mainly because it's just an extra unnecessary step we have to take. But someone else I know does DD and they've never had to deal with it. Ever. To be honest, I do like that they're making sure the order is delivered to the right person and not just sending it out wherever. But I liked the QR code system for that better. Like, if you're gonna use receipt verification, use it right. Also, I think that kind of confirms it. This is essentially a person-to-person thing. Like, tell me you don't trust your driver without telling me. No receipt provided. It gets annoying. Some restaurants don't even give receipts. Then the order is sealed. So how am I supposed to take a picture of it? This is also true. What about those locations that only use Sharpie to write on the bag? Or what about those restaurants that keep the receipts and rip them off the bag after handing it to you? How are they going to handle that? Some don't even have a great order flow to begin with, so they can't provide anything at all. This is not a system that should be applied to everyone. So the fact that we just confirmed that it wasn't for everyone and they just made it from a person-to-person thing, that I guess that kind of makes sense. But let's say you end up getting that system on your phone and now you have to take pictures of everything. Are you just going to end up deactivated? What's going on there? Oh, am I kidding? Doordash always looks for new ways to get people off the platform. How often does it come up? It started for me today. Only on certain orders. I think it's for customers who reported missing items in the past. Just guessing. Nope, everyone for me. Like I said, it really shouldn't be for everyone because every restaurant has a different system. McDonald's has the most unique of them all. Some places just have a name and that's it. And some don't actually think it out, you know? Like, oh, that sounds like a good idea, but I don't actually print a receipt, so it doesn't make sense. Honestly, it should be the restaurants that you're picking up from that should set the system that they want themselves and make it as seamless for the driver as possible on their end so they can prepare. But what I am noticing is that the ones that say it's everyone, that means DoorDash doesn't trust the driver. For those where it's only certain orders, it means either the restaurant doesn't trust the customer or DoorDash doesn't trust the customer. So I think that's an interesting thing to note as well. Will this actually help? Is this supposed to prevent Dashers stealing food? If so, I don't see how it's going to help. The people stealing food never actually mark the orders as picked up in the first place. I don't see how it could prevent customers from making false claims either. Just seems pointless unless they start requiring all food to be dropped off with a photo too. I think it depends on who you're talking to, honestly, but let's go over each of them. Preventing theft, I don't think it's going to do much for theft unless they find the people who are using multiple accounts on DoorDash and handle that. Those are the people who feel like they can get away with whatever. That said, I think the restaurant would also have to set up their system to where they have to have the picture first, then hand you the food. So that means they would have to mark in their system that the order is in your hands at that point. Will that happen? I doubt it. Grubhub might because they have a separate page system for this. One is got the order and one is leaving the restaurant, and they change the pages so it actually registers in the mind of the restaurants and has that sense of certainty in that way, but DoorDash doesn't have that. Missing item reports. Missing items are due to 3 different factors. The driver messing with the order, which is not that frequent, and honestly not as frequent as people want to believe. The customer wanting a partial refund, and the restaurant not doing their due diligence. We can't control what the customer is going to do, and preventing those measures is really on DoorDash handling that, not the driver. The restaurant needs to train their staff and actually complete the orders, and not play stupid games with the driver and send out an order before the whole order is done. That isn't the responsibility of the driver. That is the responsibility of the restaurant. Taking a picture of the receipt is not going to accomplish that. Order never arrives scams. In order for a driver to take a picture of a receipt, they have to be in the store, whereas a customer would have to be home. That's for contactless deliveries. The only thing you're confirming here is that the driver has the right order, not whether or not it gets there. So contactless delivery is really solving that for the most part anyway. Also, wouldn't that only be a problem if the contactless delivery took a picture of the wrong order? Like if they had a stacked order and they gave them the wrong one, that doesn't mean it's going to stop them. Also, customers pull shady things all the time, and that doesn't mean that a picture at pickup is going to solve much. Did I miss anything? Is there something else about the receipt confirmation system or the receipt verification system that I've yet to cover in this video? Let me know in the comments. Let's make sure that anybody and everybody knows anything and everything they need to know about receipt photo verification on DoorDash, so that way we can make the most amount of money in the least amount of time in the safest possible way. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.